impressed with what I've built. They are like, okay, what project have you built? And then they'll be like, oh, I say, and when I say they want to talk, and I like apart from a to-do list, and then they don't have anything else to say
I was
because it's so
hoping you
common.
mentioned to-do list. You could,
It's the
yeah.
problem. Yeah, so don't just when you find it, don't just copy it. Try to explain to someone. Try to teach it. Try to find ways in which so you can I mean, apologies to the front end guys outside there, but I feel that front end has been democratized. There are what's the name?
The
There are
front end
few
has been
ways.
what?
I don't say it again.
Say it again. Not getting jobs, or they're not even, getting jobs or putting themselves out there. I always say start writing. That's one of the things to help you build your career. My name is Esther Adebayo, and on my tech journey with Esther, I sit down with tech folks to talk about how they've been able to handle rejections, overcome obstacles in their careers, and really cut through the hype. From coding mistakes to battling rejections, to balancing work life, and even doing phenomenal things, my guests will share everything raw and real on my tech journey with Esther. New episodes drop every week, so you don't want to miss out. Hi everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of my tech journey with Esther. Today we have an interesting guest here with us. We have Daniel Asaboro. He's a backend engineer and he's going to be sharing all about his journey and how tech has been for him so far. So thank you, Daniel, for joining me here today.
Thank you, Esther, for having me. Very, very good.
Yeah. All right. So before we jump straight into your journey, I always like to start with a light question just to, ask my guest questions. So there are two questions I have in mind. I'll probably ask you one of them. If you had to pick between just one that you can do for the rest of your life between listening to music, watching movies, or maybe watching some kind of sports, football, I don't know, which would you pick for the rest of your life?
It, yeah, I think
Is it tough?
yeah, because of what's in the situation that I got into lead out all this trip.
Okay.
I think I prefer doing the thing that watching other thing. That's just
Okay.
so playing football is automatically raise football. Then there are movies too. I have to
Okay.
be very, very selective with this. But music, I like to listen to music. Certain years, maybe
Okay.
when I want to stop and so whatever. They just stick to knowing them way. It just gets me into. That's why that
Okay.
when I
So you
used
pick
to me
music.
definitely.
Okay. Nice.
I
All
saw
right.
it.
So
The reason
what?
for the plot was like sorry. This for the plot was that I started seeing
Yeah.
this series recent Blacklist. And then it's making me think the whole idea of actually seeing it. I don't know, have you seen it?
Oh, really? No, I haven't seen it, but I think I started watching it, but I stopped at some point. I didn't go
How did you
far.
stop? How did you stop?
I
I
think
feel like
at
that
that point, I think I was not feeling it. I think it started slow, if I remember correctly, and I wasn't really feeling it, so I just stopped. But are you recommending it? Is it something that you're enjoying?
wholeheartedly I'm recommending it. It was a 9.89, but it was
Are you serious? Okay, I'll
maybe
probably
maybe
watch
because
it
we
again.
joined. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'll check it out. All right. So I'm interested in learning more about what prompted you to, become a backend engineer. You know, a lot of people, something always inspires them to start a tech journey. So for you, what inspired you to even, become a backend engineer?
Right. I think when I was a child, I wanted to distributing, So if you're a child that was inquisitive and distributing, the right pathway I bring there to go is well. Just go for engineering, and then you now figure out what kind of engineer you want. And then secondary school, I started getting into this computer. I was modeling with what computers could do. Because it was PowerPoint, and
Okay.
then Excel, you're doing those calculations, and then you're doing what? I think those there. Then I think it was in a year to graduation in secondary school. We had this new
Okay.
teacher who introduced us. She had some connections, and then they took like the two best students now to go for a
Okay.
competition. Luckily, I was selected to represent the school. There we were taught how to write programs. Then it was action scripts. I don't know if you know action. Action is very one.
No, I
Adobe
don't. Please,
Flash.
what the action
Yeah,
script?
action scripts. I think is the Adobe. It's before what JavaScript became what it is today. Action script was what you use
Okay.
to make your web page or the responsive, right?
Interesting.
And then
Okay.
a lot of interesting stuff. But then I think they had a lot of side effects. And then JavaScript came to that was what perform
Okay.
and resolve.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then when I got to university, I went to mechanical engineering, and suddenly every of this
Where
programming
what
thing died there.
university?
I'm currently University of it.
Oh,
I'm in
interesting.
my
I
final.
actually
Yeah.
went to mechanical engineering, so we're in the same department. In
What
Unilag.
university was
Yeah.
that? You too, Unilag. Whoa, what a sick. That Whoa, how was the time? I'm inclined to ask what that's what
Yeah, it
you
was
know.
it was it was fun actually. It's fine, we can chat about it. It was fun. I remember all the lecturers, Bimni,
Give
is it
me
still there?
all
Yeah,
time
is
the
it still
best.
there?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay,
That,
yeah, he was one of my
yeah,
favorite lecturers and also it was fun. It was good.
he is one of my favorite sure. Even to now.
Yeah.
It's really understands
Yeah.
us. Makes it way. So soon I got into university in 2017. So 18 I think I must say 18 instead of software I went to hardware. So that was very doing those my Stradbay sort of we'll see around leading to and AI was coming up then. So but there was no really
Mm-hmm.
pathway, like defined pathway. YouTube was not as common then into
Yeah.
mentorship. I think was not what it is now. Then.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
I felt need 1 or 2 days. I was like, it's somehow suddenly I just dropped the play competition. I think I was back. I wrote this program, set my get account. So the idea was navigate through the maze, the faster person to get to the end with the competition.
Okay.
I wrote my code. Simply everything worked until we got to the
Nice.
competition day, and then it's 11 code was running. The tires were spinning,
Wow.
working on. Yeah, now later I said, no, after for that lady, I think I was 17. Oh,
Interesting.
yeah, and I think I figured out what's the name? The platform used then was tiles. I tested it, man, was rough. Yeah, ceramic tiles. So
Okay,
traction was
tiles.
not like
Okay.
tiling.
Yeah.
You need
Okay, okay,
friction to
yeah.
keep those things rolling. So if
Yeah.
you want to do that, you need to add more power. Now we don't have access.
Oh,
I think, and that was like November, October. So I was part of the first edition of IRO and let's see, sorry, actually then intelligence robotics. So it's now a big
okay.
thing now. So we're in the first edition. And then I
Okay.
think after that, I was like October, November, December. Then 2019, I just dived into something else. I think I had an issue with my laptop. It was smaller. And then started
Mm-hmm.
freezing when I had to go to when I wanted to do bigger stuff. I just packed it up till I got the news. Happened when I got the university, I did not go back to programming. And then
Okay.
suddenly, what's the name? COVID came. I dipped into be left 2020, 2021, 2020. So I was really going to it, or just like wanted to do some specific. Like I
Okay.
understood the basics, but I didn't really go into it. So I never go into like so if I wanted to automate things, or maybe do some integration between one services or maybe like those kind of Zapier thing. I just
Mm-hmm.
did, but not both programming fully set until
Okay.
was in it until 2023, where I was in it. I I volunteered for something very, very I was a security job. Nigeria had the election this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I volunteered for one of those parties to help in
Okay.
acquisition center. And then
Okay.
I was those I say profound. It was shocking to be among a lot of people who what I count as maybe
Mm-hmm.
automating thing. If they found it so
Incredible.
I feel like star, but not like a star, not star.
Nice.
So I was in the most basic thing because I was even proud of it because I felt maybe like
More.
maybe
Yeah.
was either it was the Nigerian system. I hope you understand. I don't talk about it. But the idea was like we get information from your officials, we tabulate, and then we record it on our own side. And then if the result
Okay.
comes out, we compare and contrast. Although it's not be
Exact.
exact, but then we don't want
Yeah.
the goal was not to make the discrepancy too wow, guys. You get the
Mm-hmm.
idea. That I mean
Find
it's
like
helped.
correlation and all of that.
Exactly. So we feel like to reduce the
Yeah.
that was the main idea of that. What was so I think one of the things we did was, I mean, I could not I used to write a program here, or suddenly I wrote a program but it did not really work. I wanted it. So I had to revert back using Excel. So I had to I mean I had to write all the test states and then the local government. So
Okay.
they had a lot of particularity. I know it was polling units, ward, LGAs, and there's no more. But just
Okay.
I mean, so the idea was like we write all those things down, then put the party, APC, PDP, LP, what have you, and then people will start inputting. And but then I knew I could actually do is write a program that people just go
Mm-hmm.
online, type it. Then what did I did it? I did that did it, but it was too late at that moment. But I said
Nice.
that if I had known how to do that thing at that point
Program.
in
Yeah.
time, it would have actually increased the efficiency more than what we
They
had
were
actually
doing.
give them. Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I got back, I mean, fortunately for me, it was during my CWS period. So that was the short trip. So
Oh,
I
okay.
in what's the name in a converse with my IT. So I was like, oh, I must learn this thing, how to do this as soon as possible. So that when such a situation was right, I was able to offer a more streamlined was the process
Mm-hmm.
that helped. So I had to go and learn no JS. That I went to backend.
Okay.
Before, mind you, before then I was like, I wanted to go through, but I never really this one was into programming.
Okay.
Like I knew I could write program, but they were just big. But I did not go after let's do this thing
Yeah.
through. I never
Reason. Yeah.
yeah, because there was school, extracurricular activities, or something like so I was like, okay. But that situation was like, okay, we have to know how to do this thing right now. We have to ensure. So I picked Node.js and then in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, I built that particular
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, so I was like, so you can know, I was like mostly like 10 hours. So it was funny actually. But luckily for me, I think someone there too. I must
Mm-hmm.
say someone potential. So it's one of the officials out to organize. I called them and organize. So it was like, oh, Daniel, called my friend also, a very good person. Said, okay, he has this idea and wanted us to work with it. I mean, I think he
Mm-hmm.
assumed that I was reading programming, or like I was if
A guru.
so yeah, maybe I was posturing. I really maybe. So it was like after he was like, so he told me the idea. I'm like, he was the person regardless of the don't miss not working with you. I was like, oh yeah, I can do it. So he was like, let's go and learn this thing overnight so that when the time comes. So I mean, luckily for me, he said he was not starting now. Let's start something. So like once it's ready, I should be ready to. So I started
Mm-hmm.
building projects and building projects. I like,
Ah.
oh, all we. So I was spending days. I mean, I had to cut myself off. Things, my friends, my family, they're complaining. I mean, what are the things anyway? So I had to cut myself. I mean, I learned those stuff, basic stuff. And they were like, okay, we're not going to do front end this time because I mean, apologies to the front end guys outside it. But I feel that front end has been democratized. Yeah, what's new?
The front end has been what?
And I don't think they care.
Say it again.
I don't say they. I don't.
Okay,
I
go
yeah,
ahead.
okay.
Yeah.
But I feel that there was no what's the word? There was not much. There was no There are a few ways to actually show every show expertise. We have. Feel that anybody just interested in programming, who just was name, just was what join programming. I mean, to just pick up their laptop and just write a basic front end page. They build a website for you, and then there was
Mm-hmm.
Webflow, WordPress, now. So what I've realized, I think I dabble into market. I should actually mention that for a
Really?
while. I mean, what I found out when people feel that when they feel that they can do things, they can do
Mm-hmm.
things themselves. When they pay for it, they're not really pay for it, or they're not satisfied with any amount they pay. Like take market for example. I mean, I did contest market, so there's this type of content. I know contest market.
Yeah, I know
So
content marketing.
so people like, oh, it's not words, just write words, just write words. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
just I can take now. Tell what I can do. Maybe it was programming, they're like, yeah, I can do it. Okay, go and do it. They can do it.
They can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course they can. To be fair, they can actually do it. It requires time and effort and dedication to actually
They
get
can't do it as good as someone that is an expert can. Yeah.
exactly. But then they still have that feeling that they can actually do marketing with that. That's the same way I feel about front end. Not just to do so just push this button by this side. Oh, just make it green, make it yellow, that kind of thing. So I feel that
Mm-hmm.
okay, I don't go into front end this time. And I feel that it's like running around in circles too. My apologies. Maybe because I'm not good. Maybe, but then how
Okay.
I feel, so I was like, okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to back end this time. And then so I started focusing back end. Luckily for me, I think we should go like, how did I get my first job? To like the main point of
Yeah,
this. Oh,
we'll come to that. Just we'll come to that.
yeah,
Let's backtrack a bit to your
yeah,
learning experience. How you
yeah,
mentioned that you were just learning and learning and learning. So how was that exactly? Like, where did you learn? What tools did you use to learn? Did you use YouTube? Did you take a course? Was this a friend that was like putting you through? So how was that learning for you exactly?
yeah. So I think I did post on my what's the name? I post on Twitter. I feel that people think programming is that I don't think
Mm-hmm.
feel that it just requires time, effort, and dedication, which people are not willing to take. That's what we get for programming. So is yeah. So one thing I did was figure out I needed was a deadline, a a
Mm-hmm.
a structured learning. So
Okay.
I was lucky to I was lucky to stop on what's new. I was lucky to have a project to build. I told you now I volunteered for something to
Mm-hmm.
review that
Yeah.
whole system in 3 weeks. So I gave myself a deadline. So that 2 weeks was 2 weeks of learning from to build it up with the ultimate.
Oh wow.
So when I actually learned it, I think I built that project to when I started to watch. Because I had an idea of what I wanted to build, my goal and everything. So I was not like figuring out, I was not playing like, okay, I wanted this
I
button
had
to
a target.
I wanted this button to have like 10 pixel radius something or like five. And I started playing, wasting time. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
once people upload pictures, then put their most name, they built the score sheet and we attach the name. Yeah, this is secure, secure is not the authorization and authentication can view the and give it place. All this sort of thing. I think so I mean in the instruction of the I was lucky to find Nate Ninja. Ian whether is interested
Lens
in
Ninja. That's YouTube
yeah,
channel.
YouTube, yeah, the YouTube
Yeah.
channel. Nate Ninja is very good. So he just gives you the introduction, basics. So it doesn't just teach you. It makes certain mistakes, allow you to figure out why those mistakes. Okay? And then he helps
Mm-hmm.
correct it. I mean, yeah, there's a certain way of learning. I mean, of teaching, which works
Teaching. Yeah.
React, right? So Net Ninja, Web Dev Simplified. So that one
Simplified.
was,
Yeah. No web dev
yeah.
simplified. Yeah.
So I mean, I wanted to take a course, but then I realized that I wanted to act a breast that you have finished. So you were like
I'm
paying
a
money
finish
and
your
doing
course.
nothing. So I was like, I was not going
Yeah.
to do it. But there was this course that the guy recommended to me. I reached out to people too. So I think people,
Okay.
um, so, so there was this guy, he's a GDS she gave very past GDS. He was like, okay, this is what
Okay.
you're meant to do, this what's and so what. So he gave me a course. I mean, I didn't know I was buy the course. I didn't buy. What I did was go through the also read. Yeah, so I picked out specific topics that I just was
Okay.
quite pertaining to what I was meant to do. I could not afford to buy that course at that point. I could not just like say justify buying it. It was quite cheap,
Buying the
quite cheap.
course. Okay.
I was like, no, no, no. So I picked out what I needed. So I mean, I think most courses are quite explanatory, even from the course outline itself. Right? If you are, so I learned some tools without I like, oh, you need this to do this. So there was more time for time. upload. There was passport for security. I mean, security, database. Yeah, that was back in. So I picked those skills and then I went to learn them and
Mm-hmm.
I implemented was those things. I implemented all those features. When I was running at the
Mm-hmm.
deadline, I was stopping out of see. I think it was just required a lot of mastery of that. So I think I was spending 10 to 12 hours a day.
Wow, that's
Then
intense learning.
I think I was playing this funny game. You know GitHub now where you push every day, push every day, push
Uh-huh.
every day. So if you look at my
Oh,
GitHub now, you are going if you see my GitHub, you're
Green-
going to see that
yeah.
my green. So I actually use it to document my journey too. Because
Okay.
I share use it to document. But I don't know if that answered the question or I went wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You went round, but eventually you answered questions. Like you talked about learning via YouTube, Web Dev
Yeah.
Simplified, Net Ninja.
Let's
You
learn.
talked
Yeah.
about how you tried not to just buy courses and courses, but like learn based on what you need at that time. And
Yeah.
also reaching out to friends as well, like people that can help you and just direct you and all of that. So that's
Yeah.
very useful for anyone that is also looking to become a backend engineer. Okay, you
Yeah.
want to say
Please don't
something?
miss. Yeah, don't miss the like having a deadline. Yeah. I think I
Okay, yeah, the
so
deadline thing,
this is
giving
very, very
yourself a
critical. And
target to work
having
and not just open
and the target
ended.
to
Yeah.
reach that gets to it. So don't just I mean other step now. So I funny thing, I don't know, people call me I
Mm-hmm.
come with fraud or anything. But after teaching I teach you like I
Okay, you
even
teach
dive
people
it.
programming.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I'm part of the
nice,
DSC. Funny thing I'm teaching them like Flutter. So but that's a long story. That's another
interesting.
story entirely. But what are they telling me? Like the
Yeah.
deadline is the deadline is critical
Mm-hmm.
and having a project. The reality is this.
Mm-hmm.
Because only no matter how HTML is very simple, CSS, we can't learn all of
Mm-hmm.
those language. We have to learn what is required to build what you want.
Build a
That's the way you
particular thing. Yeah.
yeah. It's kind of easy to say I want to build a single page. You're going to build it, it's fine. You say you can say you want to implement
Mm-hmm.
it's fine, you're going to build it. But the thing is I mean, I think that's why you call it software engineering or software development. There was this argument recently. But the idea is
Interesting. I
this in
didn't see it.
engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, I think it was on Nigerian Twitter. I had to like mute it. I can't put it was on for that. But the idea is this in engineering now. Engineering is about
Mm-hmm.
design. That was separate from the technical like this. What's the name?
Yeah.
This is giving synergy to all those disparate parts like education,
Mm-hmm.
the main feature, maybe scheduling app, a video call app. It's about synchronizing all this.
Yeah.
Most people that I teach, especially know it. I feel like I'm even more smarter than I am. I still like I think I'm smarter than. But the thing is, you cannot show it. You cannot teach all of
It
those
can.
things together.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can take bits. They can build those things in single time. I mean, they could have worked for people that use microservice, but they could build
Yeah.
an authentication part, they could build the scheduling module or anything like that. But then they cannot mix. I mean, they cannot make everything
Put it
sink
all
into a whole.
together.
Yeah, they always struggle with it every time. So I feel that when they have a project, they're going to figure out how to way to what's the name. And more important, you have a deadline.
Mm,
But rest assured, you
nice.
cannot learn any programming. You can't learn that. You can't learn JavaScript. You can learn the
Yeah.
part that is required to actually.
Yeah, exactly. To build a project. Yeah, true. That's so important. Like you can't say you want to know everything in JavaScript.
It's
Know
impossible.
what you need, yeah, to build that particular project
I
in
mean,
that time. Yeah, that's
that
so good. Yeah.
people have been
So
learning JavaScript for like 20 years or so, and they're not done. So
and they're
why
still
are you to come
learning.
and learn? Yeah, they're still learning. So who are you to think
Yeah.
you want
So just learn JavaScript. Yeah,
there?
very true. Yeah, cool. We are moving on to talk about a bit about your technical writing or content marketing, because I actually saw that you have like 15 articles on dev.to. I was like, wow, that's so good, because you joined like 7 months back and you've been writing articles, which I went through a couple of them and they are so good, right? I really like the articles. So,
Thank you very much.
how did, yeah, you're welcome. How did technical writing, blogging become a part of your journey? Was it something that you just decided to start doing, or what really inspired you to start writing? Because I'm asking because for me, looking back, I know writing was one of the things I actually started doing when I was growing my career. And when people
Yeah.
say, oh, they're not getting jobs or they're not even, getting jobs or putting themselves out there, I always say start writing. That's one of the things to help you build your career. So for you, what exactly prompted you to start writing articles?
Yeah. I told you I did marketing and told him content
Yeah.
marketing too. Yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
think I somehow similarly absorbed that people will write, people will share. They may not be the one, they may not be the real experts, yeah, but people just assume that when you teach something, that you're the expert of it. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
Like I've read that in a long time. So I used to read for past year. So there's this guy, Dan Kennedy, was in marketing space, right? So he's like, just
Mm-hmm.
write a book. Anything you are doing, want to establish yourself, just write a book. People automatically assume you're an expert from
Yeah, an
that.
authority in that field. Yeah.
They just assume that you know it. And then when they have jobs that specific role, they're just go to like this guy wrote about it. Maybe you should talk to him. Maybe you should talk to him. Yeah, and then if
Mm-hmm.
you I mean my one of my piece, I think I one of my piece on certification, I wrote how to I think it was what's the name? Yeah, the certification using Mongoose. So Mongoose when you register a person, it sends you the password, what's the name? It sends you the person password, although it's hashed,
Mm-hmm.
it sends it back as a response. So I wrote about how to, what's the name? How to, ways to move, to overcome that audio. Because the security risk. So if you're not a car that has access to
Mm-hmm.
that, you
Yeah.
have multiple hashes and then, so I think I dropped like 3 ways of overcoming that particular thing.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them was like using select. The other one was separating the notification process from password hashing process.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody messaged me, somebody thought that piece, I was like, oh, we are having this problem. There were a lot of comments. Check.
Mm-hmm.
Then this guy was like, oh, he has was having problem with authentication. And was having, so I don't know who sent me to say that I should send me a DM. Send me a DM that I'm helping.
You are in for it.
Yeah, so it's quite a lot of blessings for me. But yeah, you automatically assume that I was good at
Yeah.
because I wrote. So I didn't feel like I was this education expert. So imagine that they have a problem with education, getting to like recommend
Anything,
me.
this person is the one that will
He
find a
he, he
solution for
actually he
you.
actually he say funny thing that people actually extend expertise to. They feel that you have expertise. Maybe you can actually do something. So even though it's very expert, then can now recommend. Authority works that way too.
Mm-hmm.
I think psychology and market, some of those things you have solving.
Yeah.
So he DM'd me, we started talking on Twitter, and so he showed me the problem. He added me to his GitHub, we put it, checked it out. I think I even learned from his code. Only thing, so that I see.
Nice.
I learned from this code. I was like, wow, did that because I was quite new then. I just knew that I just know how to solve a particular problem, not that specific part, which I
Mm-hmm.
shared. But then I learned from in his codes. And then I was able to resolve problem, but it was totally unrelated to what, but it was still on notifications. But and then he showed me some things like we had a lot of errors. We walked through it step by step until we got to one point. It was about cookies. So he was using a different code. We didn't figure that part out. So the way his cookies work, I don't what's the name? I don't at the risk
Not
of
to go
sounding
too
too obvious.
technical.
No, at the risk of sounding too obvious. Yeah,
Okay.
dev advocate. So yeah, so
Yeah, I'm a dev advocate.
in
Yeah.
yeah, so if you have cookies on your website on the front end
Mm-hmm.
part and you make a request to the backend, it's only sent to that particular website. But then if you
Okay.
use different ports, the Chrome, the browser recognizes the port as a different website entirely. So it could be on port
Oh, okay.
80, port that. So the
Mm-hmm.
thing was that every time it was sending that particular request, it does not take it does not take it cookies at all. Nothing I didn't think that web this actually taught me that particular thing. But because I never
Oh,
experienced that problem, it did not
you
say.
never. We've all been taught that resumes and cover letters are the keys to landing a job, but I'm here to tell you that there's a far more powerful tool that hiring managers are actually paying attention to. Ready to hear it? It's called your portfolio site. That's right. While everyone else is tweaking fonts on their resume, your developer portfolio is how you can wow recruiters. It shows off your creativity and skills in a way that no boring resume could ever. But building a polished portfolio from scratch takes forever, right? Wrong. I've created the ultimate portfolio site template that does all the heavy lifting for you, built with Next.js pages and Chakra UI. This portfolio site immediately introduces you to potential employers, highlighting your career achievements, gives them quick links to contact you, and check out all your socials and GitHub. All you need to do is make tweaks and deploy, and then you're good to go. Access the code for this portfolio site by visiting thefreelancehq.com/getmyportfolio. Yeah.
So I was
You
like,
were not able to practicalize it.
exactly. I think it's so, the funny thing that it works on my system does not work on the server. So I think it was working on Postman. Part of the problem was working on Postman, like it was not working on the browser. Oh, because the browser was more stringent, right? So it was not sending
Yeah.
value. And then by the end, I was like, okay, I think what's the pause? And they were like, oh, what is not the, what is not that? I think, but when we were stuff, we were like, oh, thank you. And then he was like, was so grateful for like they would
How
get
long did you spend on that?
messaging.
And that? How
So
many
I think,
hours, minutes?
so I think the last time we did it, we resolved it like under 2 hours. Because it was series of what's the name? It was series of
Different
problems that we kept
times.
solving step by step.
Okay.
Kept solving
Okay.
until we got that was the most pivotal, what's the name? Challenge then that I remember. No, remember the peaks and the lows. But we had so I think we had 2 or 3 calls. We were resolving it all. It was a series of problems anyway. I think he did not really understand the chain of how things flow, which I had to recommend Nathan John with this inviting my day.
Okay.
Yeah, because I felt that they had a course.
They've explained all those.
But at the end, I let it like shit. I'll see.
Really nice. Really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Cool. So now let's let's dive into your first job, how you got it, and the process of just landing that job. Where exactly did you find the job posting, and what was the process like to actually get that first job?
Yeah. When I initially I said like my process is not replicable now. Like I can only share it to inspire people, but then it's not replicable. Because I was in fact recommended, somebody vouched for me, like I was going to build it. I think I impressed that person in what I had built in that short time. And then I told them that I was laying Backend already. It was a friend. So I told him, and then you were like, so I think the first time he saw, I showed him the progress I was building, and he was like, wow, 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 wow. Since he started learning, lying, that kind of thing. I told him, no. Like, so I was like, go and check my GitHub so you can see when I started learning how far. And so he checked it, I was like, wow. Then we were like, so he has this, and I think a few weeks later, he told me that he has to get that. Wanted me to work, because I think I hinted at him that I wanted to, if he has anything that I could just practice. I said I wanted to practice. I'll just train anything. And then he'd be like, okay, that don't worry, it's paid. Big boy. First job paid. First job paid. No even internship, not straight. So luckily I was great in charge. He gave me autonomy. I think that's the one. I was given autonomy to practice things, to learn on the job. Freedom, I think it's underrated, yeah. To figure out things, and then it was a team of who were doing to learn. I think I did not overstate why it was. Although they were looking at me like, this guy has gone far. I think they were setting bars for me, but I had to keep eating. You're like, don't let them think you're a fraud. My friend recommended me. So I was like, I'm not putting him to shame. So I had to like, always, I was like, I put the word playing catch up is on my WhatsApp. I think I placed it them. I can play catch up to my WhatsApp, but I think the guy was. Yeah, so people like, I don't, because people always feel that, because I think that when I do something, I just know it. If I don't know it, I don't know it. I always understand it. And maybe when I'm talking with them, yeah, I explain it. All of this I learned in the market. So you have to be very, very good at passionate message outcomes or
Yeah.
just yeah. I could see him quite competitive for me, particularly. I'm not that. But the idea was like getting autonomy, goals, kind, recommend it's your job. So beat, I mean, first job, first level, like we beat scheduling at the risk of revealing too much, with the scheduling app, a video conferencing. So I
Interesting.
had to work with a lot of those things. I worked a lot of stuff about RTC, I am buzzword, I hope RTC, time, and it was concurrency, every
Wow.
concurrency tapping. So yeah, it was intensive. Yeah, it was intensive. So it was what like spending 10, 12 to hours. When I woke up in the
Wow,
morning,
that's really
the prayers,
intensive.
I'm up there. So I was like, I think those people, I did play catch up on no wanting to let anything else the more
Hmm.
critical part for me. Yeah. So it was very,
Okay.
very intensive for me, jump part. So that was the
That's
part of my
that's
first track.
actually that's actually interesting because like how what was the time frame between when you actually decided to go full time earlier in the year to you getting this first job, someone recommending you? How far was it apart?
I think it was 1.5 months. So I
Interesting.
let them yeah, because my GitHub, I told you I was documenting some things there. So I think
Mm-hmm.
my first push, I think I did with them. So the gap between let me see. I will have to check.
Yeah, it's fine. Even if it's 1.5 months, that's still really fast. That's like really fast.
So it's quite
That means
fast.
you,
So
you were able to.
that's why I say I'm lucky. Quite fast. So it was my first push was 10th, and the first job was
Mm,
June 6th. So yeah, 1.5 months checks
okay.
out.
1.5
Yeah,
months, roughly.
yeah,
Wow, that's very inspiring. And for me, just knowing that someone recommended you, that means you actually had at least a project that you had built up, a couple of things that you could show someone, and the person is that
yeah,
impressed to say, wow, your work is so good, let me recommend, to people. And one of the things that I found out that a lot of newbies in tech, they're just like, oh, I've finished this course now, I'm looking for a job. But when it comes to projects that they've actually built, not many people can show these things that they've built. Not many people have that track record. And I've even heard people talk about how for front end developers it's easy for them to maybe build their portfolio because front end is a lot more visual. But for back end developers, it's not so easy. So, how exactly would
yeah,
you advise like a back end engineer to develop their portfolio?
yeah. They say, I mean, yeah, there's this man going meme like no evidence he goes paint tire.
Yeah.
I don't even know about
Yeah, I know it.
like
Yeah, I know it.
yeah, but I feel it makes the space for front end engineers quite competitive because everybody can actually show their
Mm-hmm.
everybody can show their work that made me in the market. And that's what you see, particularly with UI UX design. I don't know how those guys survive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Damn, I don't know. I mean,
it's
now
a
they're
lot.
now AI too, so you have to do a lot of work to actually put yourself out there put yourself out there and
Mm-hmm.
can be actually be this thing. And more importantly, people are going to feel that it's not just to drag buttons. And I hate when people undermine my skill, like for honest. And those people do really put a lot of work on it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
put a lot of
And then
effort into it.
just designing this. I'm not sure I think guys
Mm-hmm.
pushing buttons, but it's actually a lot of work on it. But I tried it. I was like, wow. Yeah. Yeah, so I for actually, I mean, our backend can show that skill. I don't think backend is a job. I mean, that you usually get through interviews. If you do it, kudos to you. Actually, I think it's always better to you actually get recommended. And that's where the idea of networking comes out. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, documenting, showing your writing, teaching people. That's actually walk people through your thought process and people like, oh, in this like things I like this way this like things. Think you
Mm-hmm.
can try to work. And people are impressed by they need your current skill and they look at the potential of what you can do now and let it forward. I mean, moving people who are in that line. I mean, I think you should follow them. Yeah, you should follow why in back end where you want to work. Yeah, so you already know your skill. First, build your project, need a fully functional project, not just within a part, within one other part. So you have to build a fully functional project that works.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can now extrapolate what skills you learned, mostly teach it too. You can say, okay, I learned how to do authorization, learned how to do so and so, how to do payment, how to do tracking, working with WebSockets, this kind of a WebRTC, using PS,
Yeah.
those things. So I think you should actually teach those things so that, because backend is basically the logic, what is logic out? It's what?
You and front end, eh?
No. Well,
Do you have friends that are in front end engineering?
yeah, I do. I do have a lot of friends,
Hope you
but and I
don't
see that
drag them too much.
no, we used to have this clash. Like this person is more important, but I know that at the end, we always know that everybody is smart. And then
Everybody's important. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, the idea is, on the back end parts, you have to do more with the logical thing. You have to be very, very logical. Since that if it does not work, you're not yourself. You
True.
could actually, you could actually say, if you are scheduling time was you are booking an appointment on people's schedule. You can write anyhow your for loop, your distance, where I check this thing. But at the end, if you put it on the wrong time, and then you are wasting people's time. That's a lot of because that scaling too, it's not easily resolvable that much. Because one thing actually see the problem and let's try or bank cascades. So you just have to get it. And it's about thinking, it's about logic. That's what we want to see. And that's what showcase on you. It's what's when you write articles, when you post, teach people to actually live system in those things sometimes. So I started to give people in short term mobile dev now. I think I understand some things, but they lie. I just realized that wow, that is not logical. Do you think you understand? Go and check it before your students come. Do that around. So you have to teach it. You have to teach it so it gets satisfied. Once I then my post is when I go finish and understanding some. So we check people on short term. I started writing articles of that. I started for that in 3 months, less than 3 months. I actually got the job to stay 1.5. We don't ask. That's a lot for me. But it was still the same process. In some ways, replicate same process. Have a project, show people what you have done. In fact, even on the bite, where is there to show logical. I think you give more prudence to mobile app. You cannot just rip up your PC and start typing something and build a mobile app. You have to really understand the state management, understand. So I think teaching people actually works in that sense. You have to teach to understand to solidify your knowledge.
Solidify the knowledge.
And that's what backend is.
Yeah, what you said
and
is
that was
so useful. Like, building fully functional applications as a backend, like not just small parts, but functional application. Also mentioned like writing, teaching people. That's so important.
Yeah.
All of these are what will help you, put yourself out there to someone that's looking to hire you or employ you. Yeah. So
to be fair, I like to make a brief clarification. I mean, people may see my blog post and say, wow. But I also state that I actually learned how to write. Up to this level, I'm not satisfied with it. When I look at some people in marketing, people like from animals, I don't know if you own brand or animals.
I work at animals actually.
Oh my goodness. I keep up. I cannot compete.
I worked on animals. I think that was last year. Yeah, from 2 years ago to sometime last year. Yeah, I used to work animals. It was so I know Ryan Lowe and all those people. Yeah, very good writers.
Exactly. But you see, I mean, they wasn't it because people are animals now. They share their process, but automatically assume that animals getting the yes. It may not be for me, but because we know now.
Not enter there. But they are doing well. It's the same thing you talked about perception. it's the
Yeah,
same thing
exactly.
talking
That's
about
what.
perception. Like when you keep putting yourself out there, people have a perceived notion of you just because you're putting yourself out there. So I think it's the same thing about perception. But definitely animals is a great, like they do really good work. So
No,
yeah.
they are. I at some point I had to grab the whole blog post. I mean, the whole website, and just read it. And I have
Yeah,
articles that
the
I go back
articles
to over and over
articles are
again.
really good. Mm-hmm.
Yes, on intros. So I think you have to learn and else right too. So it may not be. Well, I mean, rather actually made a point which has stopped with me. It's not about actually
Okay.
writing. It's about the idea. I was in a. I mean, writing is more about the idea than actually the writing itself. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I think
can.
share your writing process with us. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can compensate for a good idea with bad writing. I mean, you can compensate. I mean, good idea can compensate for bad writing, but good writing cannot compensate for bad ideas. So you have to have,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that means, I mean, finding ideas. So there are blog posts on animal, like how to choose an idea, maybe counterintuitive. What's the
Mm-hmm.
name? You know, other stores like counterintuitive. What's in the world? Things that is shocking, very, very, very interesting stuff like that on animal. The nice blog. I really recommend it. One is, yeah, nice blog.
Nice animals, free
Yeah.
free adverts for animals, but it's so good. As you're talking, you sound like someone that really likes marketing. I think because you mentioned marketing, you mentioned content, and also it seems like you really enjoy marketing, right?
No, I no, I don't really. I feel that. I mean, maybe because I'm not. I don't think I'm. I feel that the effort I put into it does not give the reward, and I like to maximize what's in it. I like to maximize what's the output. That means increasing efficiency, putting small work and
Mm-hmm.
achieving a lot of things. Right. I feel that sometimes marketing can become this cycle where you keep going around, running around in circles, keep turning the wheel. Right? Then you're like, oh, these are the things, new tools coming every day, exception day, lot of things. I feel that I mean the honest marketer that transfers over to dev, advocate, developer relation, people that write I mean take are writing too. I
Mm-hmm.
think that they will be very, very good. But like ah okay, the point is this actually. The thing is what I realized that most technical
Why?
shit bad writing. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's shit like that. But because I mean, people read it, but because
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, no, no, like I actually dived into marketing, I kind of feel like I'm like, how did this person? And people are like, wow, 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 wow. The idea works. The idea compensates for.
Please paint a scenario for me.
I
Seems like
will never let
you've
them.
read one, right? You've read one that you were not impressed with. Like you read an article or a couple of
I've read,
articles that you were not
I've read multiple. I've
impressed
read
with.
multiple. No, I've read multiples that I've not impressed with. But
Okay.
I actually finished it, but I actually wanted information from what's the name.
Mm.
I actually wanted information
Article.
from the piece, yeah. And I actually got it.
Mm.
Which should be about point like the idea will always compensate for bad writing. Bad writing can compensate terrible like the ideas are shit. So what I do is instead of shitting on the article, sorry, time, I don't do that. Let's actually write some. So what I do is on depth I have a lot of drafts. That means I feel that I've read this post before, I've read on this topic, I feel I can do better. So what I do, I write the topic, put it on dev tool and write my point, maybe bring a alternative, maybe work on that and will smile, facing guys see like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, make it interesting, put in a touch of story. I just put it there as a draft. From time to time, I go and work with it. And then
Yeah,
depending on how
keep
interesting the idea,
iterating.
yeah. So Ryan actually talks about this idea bank that you can keep
Mm-hmm.
improving on. You can pick part of this articles and use it to write your article, part of this thing that you never publish. So Ryan has a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just this. I think Ryan
Okay.
left. He's
Yeah, yeah.
not
He's
the only
left.
one
Yeah.
that wrote on this. I think it was Guy, May. So she wrote an article on Fish Line
Interesting.
and
You've gone to
Sinker.
study
Beg,
animals blog.
I actually did. I said, yeah, for me. But then you see how people write intros that face you, how
They're
they
very catchy.
deserve
Yeah.
exactly how I mean, and beyond that, not just the intros alone, even the body. So you watch some, I mean, you learn some funny, I mean, interesting ways to handle things like text, like this. like people are, so there's backend is bigger, front end is bigger. So those are two tests, and there are under tests as well. So everybody come to a step, come over. And so some basic tests, which is the whole idea before. I don't know if you get that idea that part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's a nice
definitely.
piece. So somebody can. So I think this guy what's his name? Says that he's a nobody developer, the GG, but very good at. So on that argument of Google, software engineering and software developer,
Mm-hmm.
we basically did that tests there, and then I arrive at the tests which everybody agreed, and that particular post went viral. I mean, yeah, I
Interesting.
mean,
I
so
didn't
I think
even
it's a
see it.
simple. Yeah, she said that if you are interested, I'll send it to you so you can see. But
Okay.
then,
Okay.
of
Yeah.
course, even marketing person had written up the proper beta because they will know how to shift the logo just flowing. But it still works because the idea itself. So,
It's
but
good. Yeah.
yeah, I think
Okay. Cool.
I think,
Yeah, so we are on the final question now. I know it has
yeah,
been like an amazing conversation, just learning about your story, hearing all the tips and advice that you're giving to people that are probably just getting started in their journey. So that's is actually my last question. If you could maybe advise yourself when you started, or you could give an advice to someone that is just starting their career as a backend engineer, what's that one
yeah.
piece of advice that you would give that person?
Um, I mean, I think it extends beyond back in engineering. I think the idea is
Mm-hmm.
don't go into learning in language. No,
Don't
you're
go
not going to
into.
learn any language. So you're not learning JavaScript,
Okay.
you're not learning C
Okay.
Sharp, you're not learning, you're going to build something. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the idea straight away. You want to build projects, you want to build something. So I'm thinking people are, yes, and when I saw their curriculum, like, no, I don't do this. We're not going to do so. So I had to fight, even though I was new and that I'm disagreeable. So I had to tell them that, okay, we have to build project. Well, I mean, I know it's people get
Mm-hmm.
that very common. So one of those things, I mean, when I meet people and then like, they are very impressed with what I'm doing. And I okay, what project have you built? And then they'll be like, oh, I say, and I when I say, they want to talk, and I'm like, come from a to-do list. And then they don't have anything else to say.
I was
Because it's
hoping
so
you don't
common.
mention to do list.
If I imagine, it's so common.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a lot of people are, I actually wrote a funny short thread on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I was on the same thing, like, that means that. So, I mean, the idea is to-do list has been illustrated in multiple ways. So, I see that basically, if you get stuck, you just go somewhere and copy it because somebody has written,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't really understand it. But when
Yeah.
you find a problem that is not towards me, that is not really accessible, so you begin to learn the intricacies of the programming language itself. So you're not learning the
Mm-hmm.
programming language as the goal, you're learning that the by process of actually building that.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
yes, that part.
Yeah.
So
I
you're like,
get what you mean. Yeah.
so you're actually learning. So I'm like, oh, we're not building to the project. And then it was this back and forth between the date and then and then eventually result is like, oh, was I'm going to organize a different track. I mean, the same people, well, we're going to make this track instead that we're going to build app, which is the walkie talkie. And then that's the goal.
Uh.
So there's what's the name? You have DevFest. DevFest is very popular everywhere, right? Yeah, so there's this
Mm-hmm.
student edition. Yeah, I mean the latest one is happening Thursday on Friday and Saturday, everybody. Where there's a student edition. So the idea of this is instead of going around and talking to the volunteers, we're trying to build an app that was the name, allows everybody to have their phone. They join the channel. We're basically replicating what's the name, walkie talkie
Podcast.
without the cost,
Something.
and we are learning, we are building, we're learning about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so in mobile, so there's course things like streams, futures, state management. So these are all the things we will learn as a result of learning that.
Build the
And
project. Yeah.
more important, yeah, I say, and more importantly, we actually solving a problem that when you're not solving a problem, the scope is not well defined. Can keep
True.
adding stuff. So like to do this
Mm-hmm.
now is not, it's not like a problem. So you can set add an AI into it, and then but still to do this, you have not done
Mm-hmm.
anything spectacular. You have not really learned well. It's not that you're not banging the keyboard. You're not learning. You're not having problem that you have to
Yeah.
spend days. I mean, So that's one of those things. Two is having a deadline. The deadline, I feel that the deadline was very, very short. Very, very short. So there's this book Shape Up by Biscam. I don't even
No, I don't know it.
so big this time is in which
Okay, base
was
camp, DHH, yeah?
yeah, David, I
And
remember, and
Jason
was
Fry.
Jason Friday and the last guy, I
Jason
forgot his
Fry.
name.
Okay, I actually like their books. I think
They
the
that
what
singer.
we
We
work,
work,
it doesn't have
we
to be
work
crazy
to
at
be
work.
brave,
I've
you have
read
to
those
work.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to read those days. I still that's
Those
good.
days.
Yeah. When I have to implement, I think I overrated, so I've stopped now.
Okay.
Except when that's like right. But so they actually have this thing, they shape up. Yeah, I think that's the last friends.
Oh, I'll
So
check it
there's
out.
yeah, so shape up I have recommended what and people are like, wow. But that's probably employers money. So it gives you this idea of scoping. Scoping in the sense that what's the word? In the sense that you work with time instead of working with reading something. So because yeah, if you look at it very well, the most limited thing we have is not actually going to be effort or resources, it's actually time and it's counting every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so as we use more, we have less of it. So it's actually the most limited resources. So they are like, okay, if you are actually building an AGI, getting a design, what are constraints? So what are your constraints? The constraints are designed, determines design actually. So that's the same thing they brought into software. We more constraint is time. So they have a 6 week course. You didn't think. So they have 6 weeks. That's in best criteria. So what can we build in 6 weeks? So they said so and so and so and so. And after that 6 weeks, so there's no we want to do so again. We want to do so. So it's like so there's this pressure. It's something like when you wake up in the morning and the first thing you take the laptop, when you're speaking, when you're chatting, so then when you're talking to your gear, you're like that kind of thing. Yeah. So deadline, very, very critical. Having a project, very, very, very critical. And motivation. So I think you need to have an external driving force that shoots it to thing. Yeah. For me, I think it's that person that said he wanted to be the system is me. Maybe. I feel some people, maybe it's the idea that they are growing old and maybe the skills they have currently will not suffice in nearest future. Maybe next way ML and this kind of thing, and then they have to change. So they have to change that. And honestly, I think the number one advice is this. You have to learn it fast now because what's the name? I think the roles to juniors are disappearing because those
AI is able to level up.
Yeah, because how juniors usually get their opportunity. They're solving those million tasks that seniors don't want to solve and they use it to gain experience. But now ChatGPT, God, it wasn't. But this is and there's Copilot too. I don't use Copilot too, but then those things actually those things actually do those things and then subsidy. The seniors don't feel that they require what's the name again? They require interns, juniors. So it makes the bar really, really, really. So you have to adjust. So so I feel that it's earlier him start now and get that into the door.
Better.
The better for you. And on learning too, I think most people struggle with learning. So if you have a problem, what they do is you go to ChatGPT. As I've seen recently, you just step in the problem and then copy the code. I think copying the code is not a problem, but not understanding how it works.
The code,
so they just don't just copy. Try to explain it to someone. Try to teach it. Try to find ways in which so you can ChatGPT. Why did you use so and so? Why did you do it? Why did you do this way? So I think the first thing is try it yourself. If it does not work out, and then give it to ChatGPT. This or so. Or sometimes factoring, like you've written your gibberish, so let me refactor it. Like, why did you do so and so? Why did you? So you need to understand because don't forget that it's an LLM that's gone through a series of. So it was an incredibly data to layer. I do have back and forth. That's actually pain. Sometimes maybe you should get this. Check the extension. So there's
is it an AI extension?
No, it's not. It's just a Chrome extension. So the name is
Mm-hmm.
Saved ChatGPT. I can type it in the chat.
Okay.
Look, yeah, for content. Um,
Okay. Save Chat GPT. Okay.
yeah. So if you find an interesting conversation with ChatGPT and you want to have, so what you can just do is we have the ChatGPT and just press save. You have to convert it to a PDF. I mean, when
Oh,
you want to press
interesting.
save, you can instead of saving at the normal point, but and then you can refer back to those things to
That's
learn to
actually
understand.
so good. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so good.
So don't just
Wow.
copy code that. So
Yeah,
more more
this
important
has
is
been
teach.
teach. Okay. Yeah, this has
Yeah,
been a
teach.
very interesting conversation. Like even me myself, I've learned a lot. Like making sure that you have a time frame. It's not just open ended. You're not just saying I want to learn JavaScript because you can't really learn a language at the end of the day.
Can't
You're
can't.
learning
I mean,
for a
it's,
particular project. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Thank you
just
so
impossible.
much.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
thanks, Daniel, for coming to
Yeah,
share your story. I'm sure a lot of people would have many things to pick out from this episode. It's been very practical and a lot of learnings and insights that you've shared. So, thank you so much for joining. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining, and see you in our next episode. Bye.